This is James Turk. I'm a director of the GoldMoney Foundation, and I'm here this morning with Klaus Vogt of Equitas Capital Partners in Munich, Germany, and the author of The Global Debt Trap, which is available in German and in English, and is also available on Amazon.com and other online bookstores. Klaus, I'm really looking forward to talking to you about this book. Can you give me a little bit of background information as to why you wrote it?
Well, I actually wrote it because I think we are living through something like a real sea change here. And it's very, very important for me to give readers the opportunity to understand how we got here into this mess, the role our monetary system and especially the Federal Reserve Bank and other central banks are playing. Not as the saviors of the world, but as well, major parts of the problem. Plus, I want to show some, well, escape hatches available for private investors and what, well, you and me and private investors can do to protect their wealth against reckless monetary and fiscal policies here.
Yeah. You know, people often say gold is the barbarous relic, but I like to say central banks are the barbarous relic. And I think some of the actions that they've been taking in terms of creating money out of thin air, bailing out the banks, putting the burden of the bailout on taxpayer backs, I think really is barbarous in terms of the actions. It also impedes and interferes with the free market. The global debt trap, how do you see, banks going forward? Are they going to just continue to try to put on more debt on top of more debt?
Oh, that's definitely, obviously, the goal of our central bank dominated system here. Yes, Bernanke made it clear for everyone who wanted to listen more than 10 years ago that the United States does have a printing press. Mm-hmm. And it can print as much money as it desires to. He made this point very, very clear. And, well, frankly, up to now, he has delivered to what he then told he would do if he were to become Federal Reserve President. So, yes, that's definitely what they want to do. But I'm not 100% sure whether they finally will succeed. I call it a debt trap. It's global. Yes, it's not just United States. It's many European countries, Japan as well. And it's a trap. Why a trap? Because there is no easy way out anymore. The options which are available will bring hardship. They will hurt a lot of people. And generally, or theoretically, money printing is one of the escape hatches out of this debt trap. But others, like outright default, are also available. And I'm not 100% sure whether this political agenda, which is definitely favoring the inflationary solution, will finally succeed. It's possible that market forces will overwhelm the Federal Reserve and this fiat money-based financial system.
Obviously, people are going to be hurt as the problems continue to unwind. But if they try to inflate, aren't more people going to be hurt that way? And if they hyperinflate ultimately, which is usually what happens when there is a big debt load, then everybody gets hurt because that destroys the economy.
Yes, yes, and it's very important to make this point that inflationary policies are responsible for the ever larger discrepancy between the rich and the poor. Why? The wealthier part of the population can choose at least some protection against inflation in buying assets like gold. Mm-hmm. But the have-nots just can't. the have-nots in a global sense. The poorer countries are the main victims of these policies, but domestically, inside the nation, the same is true. The wealthier part can protect at least parts of their assets, but the have-nots just can't. So the real losers or the real victims of these inflationary policies are the have-nots.
Yeah, the poorer people. I mean, we're seeing that clearly in rural China, where there have been riots because of rising energy and food prices. And those rising energy and food prices have a much bigger impact because it forms a much bigger part of a poor person's budget than it would on a wealthy person.
Exactly.
But we've seen that in other parts of the world as well.